The haunting hour is at hand. Ghostly haunting since time began. Raw side paranormal seeks the truth, looking for some kind of real proof. Creepy floorboards and eerie dark mist. Grab your camera and document this. No time to run, no time to hide. We are catching all of this from the raw side. A slamming door causes a fright. A shadowed hand appears in sight. Grab your REM pods and your K2s, or anything else you can use. No time to run, no time to hide. We are catching all of this on the wrong side. A slamming door causes a fright. A shadowed hand appears in sight. Grab your REM pods and your K2s, or anything else you can use. No time to run, no time to hide. We are catching all of this on the raw side. The icy air touches your neck. You feel like screaming, but you stay in check. All's rising up to take the magical flight. You can't believe what's happening tonight. Don't run, don't try to hide. We are catching this all on the raw side. Don't run, don't try to hide. We are catching this all on the raw side.
Hey everybody, happy Tuesday. Welcome to the Raw Side. I am so happy to see everybody popping in, hanging out on a Tuesday. Let's see who's here with us. Hi, Steve. How are you doing? Michael and Rob, Susan. Let's see who else we've got here. Faith, Miss Faith, the lovely Faith. And we've got Angelina hanging with us as well. She was the first one in, so she wins the cookie, guys. Hope everybody's had a great day today. We are having a wonderful guest tonight. It is Emmie from PDX Paranormal. Hi, Diane. How are you? So everybody just put your hands together and help me welcoming Emmie from PDX. Hello there, Miss. How are you?
Good. Get down, Tinker. I think my lighting's off. Tinker, go away. My dog's trying to jump the gate and trying to.
Yeah.
Here.
I have to keep my door closed. The dog would be all over
Tinker,
me.
stop. Go to bed. Jeez, I'm so sorry.
He's like, Mama, let me in. Let me in.
Oh, hold on. Here he comes. Tinker. Go to bed. Get in. Go to bed. Go to bed. Move, Lily. Go to bed, Tinker. Come. No, go to bed. Go to bed.
Dog's gone wild, guys. Dog's gone wild. I think we all have that problem.
Tinker, go to bed.
It's a good thing my dog hasn't figured out how to open the door yet. She's working on it, though. German Shepherds are just too smart for their own good. So hopefully everybody's having a great night. Good for you, Michael, on the new subs. That's fantastic.
I'm so sorry.
That's all right.
Let me go ahead and open up my comments. Okay. Hi, everybody. I know these familiar faces.
You should.
Oh, I do. Hi, everyone.
Oh, so glad you could join us tonight. I hope you're having a good day. I mean,
I am. Thank you for inviting me.
You're very welcome.
Hey, Angelina.
Yeah, she's all happy because she wins the cookie.
Angelina, I got news to tell you. I can't do it.
Uh-oh. Stirring the pot already. Stirring it.
Mm-hmm. Emmie was my first modding gig. Now I'm everywhere. Woo, woo.
Yes,
Yeah.
he is. Yes, he is. See what
Yeah.
happens, Michael, when you join in? Let's see. You had a guest and she left. Haha, gotta love Emmie.
You had a guess. I know, right? Well, I was trying to get my dog. I'm like, bye. That was it.
She ran away on me. That was it. Great
I
for
was
the show.
scared.
Thanks, guys.
I'm chasing ghosts. I'm chasing the ghostesses.
That's what she's up to. I always start the show off with because everybody knows, we're all in the paranormal, so we all know what we do. But I always like to know the person behind the paranormal. Tell us who Emmie is and what Emmie is all about.
Oh God.
Is that a really big question?
Yeah, you didn't tell me this was. I was going to have trivia.
Hi, Carla. Welcome.
Like, you want to know what I do behind the scenes?
Well, who you are as a person, not just a paranormal
Oh,
investigator.
I don't know. I'm a troubled person. No, I don't know. I'm an animal lover. That's for sure. I love to travel. We rescue animals, so we got all kinds of animals. We got snakes, birds, rats,
Wonderful.
feed the snakes, dogs, a cat. Oh, a dove.
Oh, nice.
My daughter rescued the dove, and it was crazy. So that day, I got to tell the story. This is an amazing story. So that day she rescued it. It was at her work, and she calls me to come pick it up because she's like, "This has to be somebody's pet," or Jay thought maybe somebody had a funeral. Sometimes they'd bring doves in for the funeral or weddings, and the dove got lost. Well, we took it home, so it was safe. And I happened to look over at this bulb I got, and it said, "Someone in heaven," or "There's an angel in heaven you love," and it says Dad. But in that bulb are white dove feathers.
Oh.
And then it dawned on me, that's the day my dad passed away. So
isn't that something?
Almost like he sent that bird to me. It was crazy. So I started bawling.
Oh, yeah.
We couldn't tell if the bird was a boy or girl, so we named him Angel just because of that bulb, Christmas bulb.
Right. Great stuff.
Aw. She's saying Emmie is fun. I do like to have fun. I do like to joke around. And when we went on that car ride, it was like 5 hours. And it was so fun. That's a trip I'll never forget. We were just laughing, singing, videoing each other. Angela was telling me she was a serial killer sitting in the back seat. She was going to kill us all.
Nice. Yeah.
So, yeah, we had fun. It was a lot of fun.
You got to do something because some of those rides are like really long. So you gotta break it up.
And we had to switch it because of the very back seat. Emmie, Jaden would like to talk to you if you can have some time. Sure. Guitar playing, yeah. So, Jaden, is her son, and
right.
I have 5 kids of my own, and I have 4 boys. So it was really easy to relate with him and have fun. I would teach him how to be mischievous. So we blow up a balloon and we let it go in the kitchen or do that.
Right.
And have a lot of fun. They got a good kid. I think I do get along with kids just because I'm a grandma and a mother, and I have a kid brain. Let's put it that way.
Oh, all right. So you kind of relate. So it's
yeah.
Which is all right because a lot of adults can't relate to children, so it makes it
exactly.
Might say difficult or just a little tense.
Yeah, some people just, and it's just easier, I guess, because I do have the 4 boys and the girl. So
when you get older, when you get older, you forget how kids are, or you forget how you were as a kid. So
it's precious time. It really is. And
yes, it is.
Being there, meeting them, that was really precious time to me because I got to meet Bad to the Bone, Angela, and Christina and stuff like that. And I've really enjoyed myself. They were great people, great hospitality and stuff.
Wonderful.
What else?
Any plans to get back together with them?
I'm hoping so. I really am. I'm hoping so. I'm hoping we can set up a time. Yeah, and
Okay,
just
good.
do stuff like in the Boston area or something.
Right.
If they want
Hi,
me there, I'm just
Dom.
saying, only if they want me.
All
And
right. There
sometimes
you go.
it's one of
Only if
those
you
things.
want
Either
her.
you love me or you hate me.
Hi, Dom. Great to see you, Dom. I know you've been so busy. I'm glad you had time to pop in and say hello and hang out with us.
Hey Dom, what's up?
Wonderful to
Um,
see him.
uh,
Yeah, go ahead. Now tell us the
no, I
rest
was going to
about.
say, I like to do outdoor stuff. If like going up to the mountains. I'm a rock hound. I collect so many gemstones and so many rocks. Oh, I got all those. I'm looking at my desk, so I can just grab one anywhere.
Right.
I'm actually, I think, I'm a fun person, like Angela said, or Angelina. Um, I have adult ADHD, so that should tell you guys something.
Okay.
So excited to hear Emmy's story and journey into the paranormal. So you guys want to hear how I got into it?
Yes, that would be the next
Okay.
question. How did you get into it? What happened to you? How did it all
Okay.
begin?
So my seat's uncomfortable. Damn it.
Tell us the legend.
I grew up in a very haunted town called Baker City, Oregon, and there's the gold rush went through there and gold mining and stuff like that. Even I was like, I don't know, 10 miles away from Sumter, Oregon, where they had Ghost Mine, that TV series there. And there are a lot of mines up there. Just so much history with the ghost towns and the gold rush, the gold mining. And in my town, when I grew up, and this is horrible to say, um, as I was growing up, there was no colored people. It was like just we had population 9,000. Well, then when I started learning the history of it, found out, and there were so many tunnels under our town, and found out that back in the 40s, I want to say, there was KKK that was there. So there's a
Oh,
history of that, and then white supremacists. And
right.
I honestly did not know this until learning this stuff. So I was like, okay. When I got married, I moved to West Virginia, or no, Virginia Beach, not West Virginia, Virginia Beach. So that was a big change for me because then, there were the colored people and, so, but back to Baker, when I was younger, I would hear things. Yeah, I want to come back to Boston. Yes. Uh, I would hear things, kind of see little shadows, but you just don't know really. I didn't really talk. Because I couldn't hear I couldn't hear talking, but I can hear things, you know,
Right.
and then there was this little girl, I can remember her name. Her name's Krishna, and back in the day, we were able to babysit when we were, like, 9 years old. I mean,
Right.
isn't that crazy?
Yeah, that's what I
Um,
used to do.
yeah, 9 years old, and this little girl was probably 3, and her house was right across street from the cemetery, and that cemetery is really creepy. I swear to God, I think I saw, oh, what was that? Not a banshee. Shit. Some like creature, but we'll get into that. Um, at night, we would hear her dad was a drummer, so he had a room set up with drums and stuff like that. And you hear tapping on the cymbals. Ching, ching, ching. We go in there and there's nobody there. The other scary thing was they had a gas stove. So every now and then you'd hear the gas stove turn on. Nobody, no, not Skinwalker. Oh God, it'll come to my mind. They kind of hunch down and run to you. God, I can't think of it. But when she was taking a bath, she would look into this corner, and and I remember the tub. It was one of those big claw tubs. You know
Right.
what I'm talking about? And she's sitting there. She's looking in the corner, and she's like asking me to help her. And I'm like, "What are you doing? What are you looking at?" A Wendigo. That's it. Thank you. Yes, I think I saw a Wendigo in my cemetery. Um, So she's telling me that this guy said there's somebody buried under the house, is what she's saying. She's getting out a few words, but that's how I implied it. And she goes, she needs help. And I was like, who? And I'm remembering this, like I could see it plain as day. And she says, under the house. So I was like, okay, whatever. I didn't go down there because that basement was really creepy. It was one of those dirt floors with the rock
Oh,
walls. You know what I'm talking about?
yeah, yeah.
And so I had told my mom what happened, what was going on. So she had talked to the people I was babysitting for, and they said, there's nothing down there, but, this and that. And again, when I babysat, she told me the same story, that the guy wants to help her. So again, I told my mom, I'm like, this is what's going on. And it's creeping me out because things are happening there. Stove's still turning on, the tapping. So they decided to, I guess one weekend go down there and try to move things around, see what's down there. Well, come to find out, there was a boarded area. There was some rocks they had, those rocks that were up, but they were able to see the boards through the rocks. So they tore down those rocks, and there was the boards there. They had moved the boards, and they went in there. I don't know how far in it was because, like I said, there were so many tunnels under Baker that there was the remains bones. I can't remember if they're the females or not, but I think they were because I think they found them.
Wow.
She stopped having, talking with them, but yeah, they had got the police there and everything. So that happened, and then I never experienced anything else after that at that house. The cemetery, the Wendigo, that was the craziest thing ever. Yeah, it it was. Okay, I'll get it in a moment. I'm online. And pizza's coming. Sorry.
Pizza's coming. Don't talk about pizza.
Pizza's coming. I know, right?
Hi, Mark.
So, as I was become a teenager, the shadows started being more prominent, and I still kind of kept to myself because back in the day in the 80s, it was like, hey, no, you're a nutcase if you're telling people. And well, when I decided to settle down, get married, because it was like I felt like these shadows were following me and wanting to talk to me. I don't know. I ended up putting like I blocked myself from all that because I didn't want it to interfere with my family.
Right.
And that's creepy. Wow, Baker City, Oregon. Google it, you guys. There's so much history there. And so my husband and I get married. We have a family. We buy this house. And the first 5 years in this house, I would see this little shadow come around the corner and catch my eye and move. So I was thinking maybe it's the kids playing a joke on me. But this went on for 5 years. Our kids were gone, staying at grandma's house. Me and Jay had the house to ourselves. And we're sitting there, we're watching TV, and I see that little shadow come around the corner. I looked back at the TV, and Jay goes, "What'd you see?" I'm like, "Nothing." He goes, "No, what'd you see?" I'm like, "Nothing." He goes, "You know what? I'm going to tell you what you saw." And he goes over there and he mimics the shadow. I'm just like, "Yeah." He goes, "You've been seeing that too?" I said, "Yeah, since we bought the house." He had been seeing it too, but we never communicated that with each other.
Right.
And then I found out my kids were seeing stuff, hearing stuff, typing on keyboards, and I wasn't there. Ozzy has been pulled out of his bed. So yeah, so some crazy stuff.
So just a little bit of stuff going on there.
Yeah. And so I still tried to ignore it. I didn't do any paranormal stuff. I've always wanted to, but I didn't want it to affect my family because that's just how I was thinking.
Right.
I waited till all my kids had grown up, graduated, moved out, and then I was like, you know what? I'm going to start traveling. I'm going to do what I want to do. And so I pursued it, and I noticed. See, my husband's kind of a skeptic. He's still on the edge.
Yeah.
Even though he saw a shadow, he still he hasn't been touched or anything like that. He wants to debunk everything, and that's awesome. But My brain just broke. Hold on. I got fibromyalgia, so I get fibro fog.
Yeah, I know. I have the same problem.
So it's like you're talking, and it's just like, huh?
Shuts
Okay.
right off. Yep.
And I did forget what I was saying. So when I started traveling and everything, and during the I was really traveling during the COVID. The airlines were cheap and stuff like that. I never got COVID until like a few years ago, till I was done traveling for a while. But um, when I was traveling, I was feeling, and I asked a lot of people this when I do interview them. Have your gifts become more prominent since COVID had started? Because so many people were at home and having to spend time with themselves, and I noticed mine were. It's like my gifts were coming back. I'm a really strong empath, very sensitive, and that's all I tell people. But once in a while, I'll say, like if I'm chatty, I'll say a name, just blurt out a name, and then something else will come with it. And come to find out, it's usually somebody's family, and like they died 3 years ago. When I say three, what's 3 years mean? Sometimes these spirits come through, and I'm seeing what they're seeing. A lady came on my panel one time and wanted to talk about the paranormal, and his name's Joey. It just popped in my head. His name's Joey, and he come through and he said he was sorry. And she's like, "What are you talking about?" And I go, "Your husband, he's sorry because he passed away, and it was all of a sudden. He didn't mean to leave you like this." And she started crying. And then, you're gonna have those people in the side chat that, I never thought of that, Emmy. I had COVID and it opened up more since it. See, I just think it's really, we got more into ourselves. So as we're sitting and talking, I got the negativity going in side chat. And I said, he has a pocket knife. I go, you have a desk right there, right? She goes, I'm not sitting at it, but it's in the room. I go, there's a pocket knife. And I'm looking down and I'm like, it's in the left drawer. And she dropped off my panel for a moment. I guess that was too much. She came back up and she's crying. She's like, oh my God. She goes, Joey. And I said, yeah, he loves you. And I went to tell her how he was laying when he fell asleep. And the last words he said, he goes, I love you. I'll see you in the morning. How would I know this when I don't even fucking know her, And
Right.
people are like, you're taking advantage of her. I don't take money, and I can't do it to everyone. It's certain times.
It just happens. Yeah.
Something comes through, someone comes through, they want to speak to somebody right now, whether they're in chat or not. And, it's kind of scary. I'll admit that, because now I'm seeing what they're seeing. And so, yeah, I want to say my stuff has really opened up more because of that.
You mentioned that you have fibromyalgia. So do I. I was wondering if you found that you are more sensitive. I mean, how long have you had fibromyalgia? Have you had
I got diagnosed after I got diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis and psoriatic arthritis. I got diagnosed with fibromyalgia. How am I? 54? 14 years ago.
Okay. Have you noticed a difference as far as abilities have been
Yep.
because of it? Okay.
That's where I think I became more sensitive as an empath and stuff. I used to really love go to the mall, hang out, do window shopping, but it's really hard now because you feel things. I feel the people there, and so it makes it kind of hard. I can either be bubbly or next thing you know, I feel like I want to cry because
Exactly.
Airplanes, I get like that too. That's why I like to sit at the window in an airplane, so that way I'm against the window like this, and I'm trying to put that block up.
Right. For you guys that don't understand, fibromyalgia is a chronic pain syndrome, and it affects your nerve endings. So everything that you have is heightened.
Let me
Touch,
ask you this.
smell, everything, all of it.
When you have a flare up, your hair hurts, right?
Yeah, everything.
My hair hurts. I'm like, just don't touch me. And I love to hug people too, but it's really hard. We got to wear certain clothes. Oh
Yeah,
God, yes. God,
or when you're out, what drives me nuts is like if you're walking through a field of grass and you have skin exposed, and when like the dew will touch your skin, it feels like pins and needles. And you're thinking, what the hell's going on? And then you forget, okay, it's that. So it's so it heightens everything. So that's why I felt the same.
Let me ask you this. So when I got diagnosed, even just before I got diagnosed, I used to love taking showers, but taking the shower with it pouring on me, it literally feels like needles coming in at my back. So, you know, I'll take a bath instead and wash up, and then I'll rinse off really fast with a shower because, you know, I'm sitting in my dirt. But I can't stand there and take showers very long because it does. It feels like pins and needles. Oh,
Right. In the beginning, it does, but then after a while, no, I'm pretty good. I'm used to it. It's been over 20 years.
Wow. Okay. So
I'm
mine's
pretty
been
used to it.
14. It's
So,
crazy, and people
yeah,
don't understand it. It's
no, they don't. It really sucks, guys.
it does. It does. You have
Very
your days where
limited
you
on what
just
you can
don't
do.
want to get up out of bed, and
Right.
you know, yeah.
So, yeah, have you found that has deterred you from doing any kind of investigations?
No. When I know I'm going to travel, I rest my body. I'm like down for a few days just before I travel. It literally will take me like 2 weeks to pack my bag and stuff because I forget things. I want to make sure I have everything. So
Mhm.
it's like 2 weeks to pack my bag and try to make sure. Yeah, I need this. I don't need that. But then I'm resting. I'm doing a lot of resting because I know I'm just going to put my body through hell.
Right.
And normally I'm gone between a week to 2 weeks when I do travel because I want to try to get everything in that I can. And then when I come home, I'm down for about a week.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. So, yeah, you got to squeeze it in. When you feel good, you got to squeeze it in while you can.
Yeah.
It's very few and far in between there when you actually feel good.
Yeah. I wish there was a day I can go just an hour without the pain, you know?
Right.
I have problems sleeping because of the pain. I wake up like every 3 hours. And
Yeah.
so.
I hear you. I hear
So, yeah. So, anybody who has fibromyalgia, oh my God, I would not wish that upon my worst
nobody.
enemy.
Right.
Anybody.
Horrible. There's no escape, so you just have to suck it up and keep going.
No. Even when you like get a little cut, your whole body's just like, oh, I'm
Yeah.
gonna flare up
Yeah.
now.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it was I think 6 weeks ago when I broke my baby toe. And oh
Oh
God.
my
It
God.
takes longer to heal.
Yep.
Everything hurts twice as much. It's just horrible. So, yeah, I
Yeah.
wouldn't wish it on anybody. So, God bless anybody that, has it and has to endure, because we know how you feel. We really do. As
I
far
know
as
that.
your investigations go, is it just actually your team? Who is on your team?
Me, myself, and I.
There you go. So you go by yourself. You do these things by yourself.
My husband comes with me when I'm when I'm on the West Coast, or I try to collab with other people. Like when I've traveled to the East Coast, I've with Susan, Angelina, Christina, Patty, just other people I met on the East Coast, I would collab with them. So I don't go by myself, but I kind of do go by myself sometimes. My husband will stay in the truck,
Right.
because there's crazy people out there, but I don't physically really go by myself.
Okay. So, yeah. Hi, Ryan. Welcome. Yeah, I always tell people don't go by yourselves. You never know what you're
No.
gonna run into. So it's like my husband, when I'm doing something, and mostly cemetery work, yeah, he's in the truck on the other side
Yep.
watching
Yep.
me. And yeah, so it's just in
Yeah.
case. You never know who's gonna pop up from behind a tree. As far as investigation goes, do you prefer residential, abandoned, cemeteries? What is your niche?
I've never done a residential with anyone, so I want to say that's on my bucket list. Um, not afraid of the dark, big balls. It depends on the season, the year. I love to travel. I love to see different cemeteries. I guess I'm infatuated with them because, like in New Orleans, those graves are above ground, beautiful. And then you go down towards Florida, and there's the graves there, but they have these shells on them. So depending on the season, if it's too hot, I don't know. It just depends on where I'm at. I like abandoned places and I like cemeteries, but I do want to try residential.
Right. Let's see. Unless there's a bat.
A bat. So there's
Bats
we went. We were at Penhurst. Okay. As I'm going down into the basement on my camera, I didn't even see it on my camera. You see this bat fly by and go into the basement. Okay, I didn't see till I went back to go over my footage.
Right.
Well, that bat chased all of them out of the basement, and they went running and screaming. So I had the bat going in. They had the bat coming as they're running.
Did you manage to catch any of that on film? Because we'd like to see that.
I got the bat. I didn't catch them. I got the bat on film. I also did went to the infirmary by myself, and I want to say it's like a quarter mile away. You have to take. You don't want to walk it, especially in the dark. It's too far. So we rode on a golf cart. Okay, and I asked her to lock me in, and she locked me in the infirmary. And it's a place where they had the people the tuberculosis center. And it's U shape, and one side was men, and one side was women. And you would think you would get a lot of activity, with a full moon, a little stormy outside. What I was afraid of was the windows were busted out in the back, and when you look outside, it's dark, it's woods, forest, and anything could jump up and come in. That's what my fear was.
Right. Hi, Friday. Welcome.
She conquered alone, far, far away from all of us. And and I'll say that's one place that you actually want to be in by yourself because it echoes, and you can hear a lot of stuff. I was hearing like water, kind of sound like footsteps, but it wasn't. I went and debunked it.
Right.
I got a few EVPs and stuff, but not much. But the fact that I was able to go there by myself in a place I don't even know where the fridge I was at. So it made me feel like I can conquer anything now. But then again, nothing happened there really. So, it could have been a different story. I could have been running to the door.
Right. Screaming. Yeah.
But if I hear a noise, I'll try to go towards the noise and see what it is.
Right. And see, I love that because when you watch a lot of these other people on their videos and I heard this, and they start running. Run, dude, run. I mean,
go to it.
You're there to investigate. You should be running towards it, not away from it.
Yeah,
that really gets me. My sister's like that. She'll just hear something and run right after it. She don't care. She don't.
Yeah.
Be like,
who is it? Who's here? Who's with us?
Because she wants to know. She don't want it to get away. I mean, there's a good side to that and a bad side to that.
Yeah.
So I guess
when I was there with Angelina and them, they took us to a cemetery, and they're like walking ahead of me. I'm trying to get my stuff, and then all of a sudden I'm hearing noise behind me. I looked. I'm like, hello, who are you? I shine my light in their eyes because I wasn't sure if they were human or what, or living. Right. And they're like, it's okay, we're just going for a walk. So I started talking to them. Angelina, they're all over there going, who else is she talking to? What's going on? Well, Emmie just talks to random strangers. So Angelina come over there. She's like, hey.
Picking up a few friends along the way. I ran away from coyotes in the woods. Well, yeah, I would run away from the coyotes.
Yeah.
Oh, geez.
Yes, those windows, those infirmary windows broken out, you stand there, you can look down, and the ground's not that far from those windows, so anything could jump over, come in, and whatever.
Right. And mostly it's like raccoons, squirrels.
Yeah.
Like that. Usually the vagrants, if they can, they'll use the front door. It's just easier for them.
Yeah, you hear on my video, you hear put the chain through and lock it. And that was so when I was there doing trying to, talking to and trying to get EVPs, all of a sudden the chain moves. I see a shadow beyond in the door and the chain moves. Now that scared me. I was like, who's there?
Right. So yeah, I would question that. Did you get any good EVPs while you were there, or did you get any kind of?
Just a few. Just I was doing a live stream, so they're on my live stream, but you can't really hear them. On my recorder, my voice recorder, I haven't put that out yet. I'm doing more of the voice recording now because when I went after Penhurst, I went down to Jasper Jail, and I've been there several times. And there's a little girl upstairs. So I decided to do this voice recorder, and Tez was with me. So I asked her, I said, can you count? Let's count to 5. And so I set the recorder down, and I was like, 1, 2. Anyways, we got to 5. And then Tez asked the question, like, what are you? Or who are you? Yeah, who are you? And then after, 2 minutes of doing all this, we decided to listen back. And so when I was counting, you hear me go, 1, and you hear this little voice go, 2. And I'm 2. So then there's that. And then when Tez asked the question, we didn't hear it, but on the recorder it goes, I'm a girl. So that was really cool.
Right. Yeah, that's great.
Pizza must be here.
As far as your pizza. Okay, I'm not even gonna bring that up.
Oh, you heard that, right? Isn't that so freaking stupid?
I just the whole thing just makes you want to bang your head on a wall. I know. Hot mess, and
I sent a pizza. Whoopee! I paid for the pizza. Whoopee!
Yeah, I would have took it. Shit.
What? Yes. There's a tip in it.
Nothing down.
It's on my card. Here, hold on. Oh my God, people! I gotta be. Here. Yes, here. I gave you
Tip the pizza guy. Of course, I don't know about you guys, but when we have pizzas delivered, the tip is already included in the cost of the pizza. I don't know if everybody does that, but that's we don't give them extra. It's already included. Especially when you're
pizza driver, because when you order pizza and you put it on your card and stuff.
Right.
I had the tip there, and the guy's saying I didn't put a tip. No, I fucking put a tip.
Well, in Norwalk, I was just saying earlier, like here, the tip is already included in the cost of the pizza.
Yeah.
They automatically put a tip in for you, which is horse shit. But anyway, I don't know if anybody else has the same thing going on with that.
I remember that going to some restaurants back east. Yeah, the tip.
Where did everything go?
And in the oven. Those were the yeah, they're hash browns, babe. I couldn't even think.
Have a piece for us.
Jay goes, the first guy asked me about a tip. That's crazy. Oh my God. I think I gave him a $4 tip.
That's a good tip. So he shouldn't complain. Friday says the most.
Yeah, I gave him a $4 tip on the card. So when he takes,
they just want more.
I gave him $2 more. Now he's got a $6 tip.
Oh, that's a good tip.
Whatever.
The most active night I ever had, I got 3 EVPs. 2 said get out of here, and the other one said come here. Those are good. Most of them, when you do hear somebody saying they caught an EVP, it's like get out. It's okay, bye.
And that's another thing too. The hash browns. Sorry. So oh my God, he made me forget. I've noticed too. I mean, there's demons out there, but in my lifetime, do you think I'm ever going to see one? No. The way I look at it too with demons, I believe it's a spirit who is an asshole in the living, and now he's an asshole in the dead, and he just wants to rest in peace. So, I mean, what's the go-to thing a spirit's going to say to scare you? I'm Satan. I'm a demon.
Good for you. Now get away from me. It's
yeah.
Good bully for you.
What location really made you shake in your boots? I want to say when I went to the USS North Carolina battleship. I never seen a full body apparition. We were down in never ever, but I did end up seeing his face. So we were down in the sick bay, and Patty and I was doing the Estes method. And then I just got done with it. I didn't have my camera on, but there's other people that had their camera on looking down the hallway at me. And I just happened to look. I'm sitting on the floor. I just happened to look up, and I saw this face looking down at me. And I could see the details in the face. I could see the military hat, It's like this maybe little. I screamed. That was probably the one and only time I like screamed, because then I got mad because I was like, "Who's in there playing a joke on me?" Because we were just being really serious, and so I'm banging on the door. I'm like, "Who's in there?" I'm saying a few other words, but everybody's like, "You can't get in there. Those are locked. That's plexiglass and stuff." And then one of the people we were with, and I started doing this now because I like to work with other people because I learn what they do, and I'll try to incorporate when I go investigate. So he goes up to the door, he knocks, he goes, "Sir, can I help you? Are you okay?" I'm like, why didn't I think of that? Why did I scream and yell at the guy? You know?
Catch you off guard is what it sounds like.
So I incorporated, I thought about that. I'm like, and so I do use that noise every now and then. If I see something, I'll knock. I'm like, "You okay?" Well, we were getting ready to leave. This is like, that was really, that had me shaking. That startled me really bad. But then what really got to me was as we were leaving, one of the people come down there, that, we had been investigating with, and I told him what I saw. He walks over, he goes, "Was it around in these two doors?" I'm like, "Right here." Earlier that night, before we even got there, he had saw something similar, and he had told the guy we were with that time, and then that guy's like, "Oh yeah, I forgot." So that's crazy, and a verification that, something was really there. Somebody saw something too.
Not bad. Diane says that she loved the battleship. We caught a great picture of an apparition there. I would love to see
Nice.
that.
I'd love to do the battleship again because I mean and they're so cheap, and you get it for a long time. You get like 7 at night to 10 in the morning. And I probably only did like 10% of that battleship, and I want to go back. I really loved
So
it.
would you say that was your favorite investigation, or is there another one?
Between that and Jasper Gel, those are probably my two favorite investigations.
And then, of course, you already said which one it scared you. What place maybe it might have bothered you so much that you would never return?
I don't think I have a place.
There you go. Yeah,
Angela's house. Angelina. No, I'm joking.
Angelina's house.
No, I'm joking. No, you know, because you can go to a place one time. Okay, it's like fishing. You can go fishing and sit there and not get nothing all day. Next time you go, you may get some bites. Again, next time you go, you're just reeling them in. So, I think it changes every time you go to a place. Now,
Right.
when we went to Pennhurst, we went there on Thursday, but that weekend prior, they had a Paracon. So my thought was, the spirits were tired, because there was stuff that went on during the Paracon and everything. And I feel that's why we didn't get that much activity, because maybe they were tired, they were living once before. I mean, how do we know spirits don't get tired?
Right. Well, yeah, you don't know. Well, I always tell everybody, you always expect them, oh, hey, can you do this? Can you do that? I mean, they're not
Yeah,
performing monkeys. They're going to do what they're going to do when they want to. We don't have any control over that. So
exactly.
I think you get better results. I mean, when you went and do an investigation, do you, antagonize, or do you just act like you're talking to another person?
I act like I'm talking to another person. I joke around, laugh. Now, at one of the places, I wasn't really antagonizing them, but what I was doing was it was at a jail. And I said, the warden said, if you don't turn that light on, you don't get your supper, just
Right.
kind of like that. But I don't provoke.
Okay.
Nothing like that. No, but I was like, you don't get your supper unless you turn that blue light on. And then we got all kinds of activities. So, I mean, some people will say it's provoking, but I just said the warden. It was
Yeah.
stupid. You know how people can be.
Yeah. Because I always think you just talk to them just like they were when they were living, just a regular
Mhm.
person. I think it works out better. As far as equipment, what are your thoughts on all of the gadgets that everybody's been using? Do you use gadgets, or do you depend and rely on your own senses more than anything else?
Both. I like I said, I'm turning more to the voice recorder. The SB7 I like to use, but sometimes the white noise. Well, somebody built me a portal box, but I haven't used it yet. But the white noise gets to me after a while. Cat balls. I know some people don't like them. I have these little discs that I put the cat balls on, so it keeps them from rolling around.
Right.
Let's see. REM pod once in a while, it just gets loud and noisy. There needs to be like a volume on it because a lot of times when the temperature changes, it just same noise. So that gets tiresome. Trying to think. Camera, of course. But if I don't have my spirit box, then my go-to app would be Necrophonic app. So
Okay, so you do use the apps as well, because a lot of people don't like the apps.
yeah, that it's once in a while. It's like if my battery dies or something on my REM pod, I'll use the app. But if you watch a lot of my videos, very, very, very rarely will I use the app.
Right. Angelina can't wait to go to jail.
I know. I've been there several times. Go to jail, man.
Go to jail. We're sending you into jail, Angelina.
When it comes to places, like when you were asking if I like residential, abandoned, and cemeteries, I really do like old hospitals, asylums, and jails. Those are my 3 biggest things because there's so much history in all of those.
Right. So yeah, that would be my next question is how important is the history of the place that you were investigating? Do you do any kind of research?
No.
I mean, just the history of the building itself, not the haunted history.
People talk about like, oh, there's this, there's that. I don't research it or do the history till afterwards. When they start doing tours, I kind of walk away because I don't want to do the tour, or I don't want them to tell me, oh, over here is where they see the lady in the white. I don't want to hear that because then that like puts a seed in my head. I'm going to be looking for the lady in white. So I walk away if there's tours, ignore them. Emily at Penhurst was really amazing. She didn't tell us things she saw or anything like that. So she was an amazing tourist, whatever.
Tour guide.
That's it, guide. So when I go in, I try to let the spirits communicate and tell me their story. And, I try to document and everything else. Yep, Emily rocked it. She was amazing. Because sometimes the spirits they'll tell a different story. And then when you play back stuff, to these other people, they're like, oh, I didn't know that happened. So yeah, I like to let the spirits tell me. Either way, at the end, I look up the history and to see,
right, what it's all about. What was your experience at Penhurst?
I expected more, to be honest, because you know how people have hyped it up. So I expected more, but I get it. Again, there was a Paracon a few days prior to that. So, everything gets disturbed. And being a full moon and stormy that night, I didn't get as much as I thought I would. It's a nice place.
Right.
I didn't get the main building we were at. I didn't get the EBGBs or anything like that. It was relaxing. It was calm.
Okay. Friday wants to know, when discussing visual orbs, ones you've seen with your own eyes and not on camera, what are your thoughts on what they might actually be?
When it comes to orbs, I try to debunk those. There's a lot of times it is dust or something, but when I've seen them with my own eyes, I try to debunk it somehow because I have no explanation on an orb. I really don't. Have I seen them with my own eyes? I've seen like green ones go through, red ones, white mists. I've seen stuff like that.
Michael
Lily,
says,
get out of there.
Michael wants to know, what was it like watching Willa do the psychic writing stuff?
Actually, I didn't see her do it. I wasn't there when she was doing it.
So, okay.
And that's the other thing too. Unfortunately, I didn't really get to investigate with Angelina, Patty. There, a lot of them. It's just kind of we're all going different ways. Oh, my shoulders. We're all going different ways. It's like then when I get back, they're gone already, or when I'm gone, they're back.
Right.
Very sweaty night. Yes. So I honestly didn't see her. I scared her, but that's
Gave her a little fright of her own.
I did when they were coming down in the basement area, and I was back in the back, and I come running up yelling. Well, you see the flashlight turn and go around, they start to run away.
Oh boy.
I'm horrible.
Well, I mean, you got to have a little fun because, I mean,
Yeah.
Investigating can be really boring.
And that's what a lot of people don't realize. We're there. We're not, we cut our video down, but we're there at least 6 to 8 hours, if not more. And that's, I have to explain to him, it's a lot like fishing. You have to really enjoy it or have the passion for it.
Right.
I hate when people in the side chat are like, okay, can you do this? Can you make them talk? No, I can't. They're not puppets. So.
Exactly. If it happens, it happens. If it
Yes.
doesn't, it doesn't. It's just the way it goes. Angelina said we seen her do it. It was different. What was she doing? Was she an automatic writer? Is that what you guys are talking about?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I've never seen anybody actually do that either. So it's that would be hard to explain. What are your thoughts on, like, Ouija boards and stuff like that? Do you believe in them, or?
I do. I have a Ouija board collection.
Oh, okay, she's got a Ouija board collection.
I love Ouija boards. I don't do them by myself. I haven't actually done one in a long time because when I do it, I want to do it with somebody who has the right state of mind. And I want to make sure I know they're not going to push the planchette or anything like that. Yeah. And I know people are scared of Ouija boards. I get it, because the 80s and they kind of like overrated it on the Ouija boards. So basically anything you use to open up to communicate with the spirit, your REM pod, or I mean your SB7, your pendulum, your dowsing rods, any of those objects is just the same way as a Ouija board. You're using it to open up and communicate. Yeah, I gave her the world's tiniest Ouija board because she didn't have one. And when you use a Ouija board, like I said, you have to really have the right set of mind and going with the positive intentions. I think it's more of a susceptible whole, portal to
if
open.
you're going to use anything that's, if you're going towards something with bad intentions, of course you're going to get a negative response.
Yes.
So, and I just, I've done some research and study on the Ouija board, and I haven't gotten to a point where it's proven that it's actually real.
Right. And that's why I said, I haven't done it in a long time, and I want to see. I was supposed to bring one of my Ouija boards and do it with Angelina, but I didn't bring it on the plane. It was a brand new Ouija board, but I want to do it with somebody that, would like to do it. I mean, like you, I know I can trust you, Angelina. I know I can trust her, because we're at the right state of mind. And
right. Because my husband won't let one in the house. I tell him it's just a game, man, from Milton Bradley.
Yeah, I got them all over.
It's not a big deal, but a lot of people are very superstitious.
They're really scared of it. Yeah.
Friday wants to know, what are some of the questions you ask when you conduct an EVP session?
Ask, how are you? What's your name? Where did you come from? Do you like it here? You will never hear me ask, how did you die or when did you die? Because That's just kind of personal, I guess.
Personal,
It's not
yeah.
me. Yeah.
Kind of
I'll ask
rude.
him
Yeah.
what year it is. What's your favorite color? Whoops, sorry. What's your favorite color? What shirt am I wearing? Just stuff like that. Or I'll be sitting there talking with people and have a voice recorder going because a lot of times when you're interacting with somebody else, they tend to want to interact and then you hear them on the voice recorder. So I do that.
Right. Susan, yes, that's what I like about it too. The art. There are
Yep.
a lot of very pretty ones out there. A lot of the intricacies of the artwork and detail are amazing.
Yeah.
A lot of people that collect them.
Yes, Diane. I love asking what year it is too. Because sometimes you'll get their year, 18 something, or you'll get the current year and stuff.
Right. So it's interesting. Rice is my aunt. Dee does auto writing. Very cool. She's 90. Oh, God bless her. Now, but seeing her do it years ago to some friends of mine she never met and made them cry. Oh, geez. So I mean,
Wow.
I was saying that the gift doesn't exist, because I'm open to pretty much everything,
Yeah.
guys. But I'm on a fence on a lot of things. Like I said, even though the Ouija board, I was, joke, it's a game.
Mhm.
I've done research
It
on
really
how
is.
it works. Same thing with doing pendulum readings, how the pendulum works, with the poles of the planet and all of that. But there's a
Okay,
time
solo.
something's gonna surprise you and you just don't know it.
Right.
Yes,
Sorry,
Marcella,
I'm eating. It's dinner time. I got a headache.
it's okay. Tear up some of that pizza. Parasola said, I used to have a Ouija board chess set. Oh, cool. Never
Really?
played it, just a decoration till I sold it. Oh,
Oh
I would
man.
yeah. I've never heard that's
Yeah. See,
different.
Periscope is the one that made my portal to help with the white noise and stuff.
So interesting. Angelina wants to know what is on your bucket list for locations to investigate.
Oh God. Okay. Definitely the UK, Ireland. I do want to go to the castles. Um, Alcatraz. And there's several places I can't think of their name over in. Gosh, my brain just broke. Hills. What's that called? Something Hills.
Waverly Hills?
Yes.
Yeah, everyone's
And the other place I can't think of it.
hi, Chairman.
I can't think of it. Gosh, it caught me off guard. But those are like the main places, and basically the first two would be the Ireland and Switzerland. Oh, not Ireland and UK and Scotland.
I think that's on everybody's list.
Yeah. Oh, and the Suicide Forest.
Ah, yes. That's interesting too. So it's that one I don't know if I'd go to, but yeah.
I would
For
like to
something
go to it.
that
Not by
doesn't
myself, of
work.
course, but I would like to go in there. And it's more, I'm trying to find evidence and just to see what's really out there. And, because a lot of people, they hype up these stories
Oh yeah.
and, hype up these places. And then, like, their following believe them. And so then when their following goes and pays all this money, they get nothing. So,
See, that's the thing. You get hip with a high price and then there's a big disappointment.
yeah.
Because they're gonna I think the same thing goes on with the current drama of the Conjuring House.
Yeah.
I believe
That
that
used to be on my bucket list.
I believe the grounds are haunted, but I really don't think the house is. But I've never been there.
Right.
I mean, that's just my opinion. Ryan says, I hope to go back to the Mothman Museum on Point Pleasant again near Thanksgiving.
Oh, nice. I've never been there.
So, Jesus' face. What is, wait, Tom, I don't want to miss this. Jesus
Oh,
falls
about to close.
to the Michigan, Florida. Oh, is that what's going on?
Uh-huh.
Angelina said the polls are about to close. Got to run. Sorry, I'm super invested into this election. Great show. We'll catch the rest later. Oh no, if you have to leave for that, I'm taking back your cookie. So no cookie for you. And yeah, I don't discuss politics because not everybody agrees.
Emmie, the Cambria County Jail. Where's that at? I'm trying to think. Where's that at?
Well, that's where it's in Pennsylvania.
Oh, yeah, that's the other one. I had to think. See, my mind. Yes, that's another one I want to go to.
She said, "I need my cookie." All right.
That was the other one. Yes, because I remember they're working with it. Yes, I want to go there.
Yes. Well, Diane's the one that is. She's the tour guide.
Yes, my
Did her
brain's. I'm
daughter
so sorry.
Yeah, I
Yes.
just had her daughter on, and we were talking about the
Did
photograph.
I just say another one, Pennsylvania? Yes.
Yep. That one I wouldn't mind going to either, because like I said, the guest that I had on before that she had went through on a tour and did an investigation there, and they got some great photos.
Nice.
So it's that would be very, very interesting. And of course, they've had their own experiences. I think it's
Right.
the best job. They just fell into the best job of,
I know, right?
maintaining and being the tour guides for a haunted location. I mean,
That's a freaking dream job. It really is. I would do that and just volunteer. I don't care. I just because I want to get different experiences and see what other people get. Yeah.
yeah, okay, Parasolo, he said he was just there. Oh, wow. We got to get Parasolo on sometime. We got to hear all these stories.
Oh yeah. Purcell is a good guy too.
So let's see. Ryan says, I want to get to Roanoke and battlefields near me in Yorktown and a lot of other places. Yes. Oh, well, we have a battlefield here as well, a Oriskany battlefield. And I've only gone a couple of times. I've got to go back because I want to go at nighttime.
Mhm.
Excuse me. And I just have the cameras rolling because there are stories that you see soldiers and women
Right.
in the field. So I would like to be able just to sit there with the cameras rolling and see what shows up.
I went to Gettysburg a few months ago too, and had my camera running and stuff. But I really didn't catch anything through the cemetery or anything like that. But it was more at night when we went to the hospital and to this little school and stuff.
Right. Susan says I still need to get to Gettysburg.
I would
Yeah.
like to go back again. I really would.
What was
'Cause
your
again,
experience at Gettysburg?
Huh?
What was your experience at Gettysburg?
Oh gosh. I didn't feel a lot of sadness like when I've gone to oh my God, what's that place in Florida?
There's a lot of places in Florida.
Oh God dang, I just had it in my head. It's the first city in the United States over in Florida. Come on. It has the town the oh God. St. Augustine.
Okay.
St. Augustine, between that and Gettysburg, St. Augustine, I felt so much sadness walking those streets. So much sadness, so much anger. So those compared to Gettysburg, I didn't feel much at Gettysburg like I thought I would.
Well, because
And again, they could have been sleeping or hiding or something,
Yeah, it has to be very overwhelming. Because I know somebody just came back from a trip from Gettysburg, and he said it was fantastic. Actually, I think he's on in a couple of weeks.
Oh, okay.
He's touring with Harley.
Oh,
Most people
okay.
know who he is. He's great. Jeff's a great guy. So that's going to be fun. Michael wants to know, what's J-Mac's thoughts on ghosts? I know he believes in Bigfoot because he told me.
Again, with the spirits, he's still very skeptical, even though he has seen shadows. He hasn't really. He's caught some things in his camera, like talking, like when he's like, "Okay, we're gonna leave now," and then just in his camera, when he would come back, you hear something go, "Okay, I'm going." So I mean, something like that. But he's like, that he tries to debunk. He goes, "I don't know. Maybe I'm just hearing things." But yeah, when it comes to the spirits, he's still pretty skeptic.
Still on the fence. So
Yeah.
it's gonna be it's gonna be like that for a lot of people. Because if you haven't had your own major experience, you're gonna be like,
Exactly.
or whatever. So that's pretty much how everybody thinks about it. Estes method. What do you think of the Estes method? A lot of people love it. Some people hate
I like it. I really do. I really
it.
have to be in the right state of mind if I'm the receiver and stuff. Otherwise, I get all kinds of scrambled stuff in there, and it doesn't make sense. But if I'm in the right state of mind with the right people, I love to do it. I only like to do it like 15, 20 minutes at a time. I don't sit there and do it for a half hour. It just gets
Right.
too
Well, I think well, that's a question I want to ask too. Seeing that, with the fibromyalgia, your hearing is very, very sharp.
Uh-huh.
Doing the Estes method, does that drive you insane because of the noise?
I try to zone out the white noise, but the voices inside are more clear than with that instead of holding it. Because being concentrated, your eyes are shut, you hear more things. You
Right.
hear more the lower tones and stuff, and that's what I try to go for because the low tones are you don't really hear them when you're playing it without headset.
Again, now speaking of the scientific end, do you believe that the spirits, or whatever you want to refer them to be, do you believe that they communicate on a lower or higher frequency than ours? So maybe that's why we don't hear them.
That varies. That can vary because the experience I had, somebody was using a dog whistle as an experiment, and we were at Abbeville at Belmont Inn, and it was around 3 a.m. It was me, one of my friends, well, two of my friends actually, and I'm sitting on these church benches, and he said that they've been experimenting doing this, and he played a dog whistle from YouTube. But see, I didn't hear that because it was too high. What happened was my ankle got grabbed. And of course, I jumped, I got startled, and it scared him. He's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "What did you do?" And I did not know that he played that high pitch, so it almost like attracted that little kid or whoever grabbed my ankle. But I do try to listen for the lower tones.
So yeah, that's what
Actually, Diane, my real name's Emily. I go by Emmie.
So you were right.
Yep.
No
Yep.
worries.
It's all good, girl.
There you go. See, all sweating it for nothing. I almost forgot what my question was. Go fibro. As far as spirit, do you believe that they have a time limit here on this plane, or is it infinite?
I don't know. That's why I want answers. I really don't know.
Okay, see, because a lot of people think that maybe that's why they don't get any kind of data when they go on an investigation, because maybe the spirit isn't there any longer.
And that could be, maybe they've moved on. So I really don't know. I know some spirits are stuck in places and I can always get them at the same place, but then that's very rare. But I don't know if they've moved on or they have a time limit or anything. That's what I want to know. There's answers out there.
There you go. And what are your beliefs on what happens to us after we pass on from this existence?
What do I believe?
Yeah. What do you believe that we're just pure energy and we evolve into something else?
Well, we get rid of our meat suit.
There you go. Yeah.
And I don't know what I'm going to do. And if I'm stuck here on Earth, I'm going to scare the shit out of everybody.
It
Gonna be a
bites
fun
well,
spirit.
right?
Yeah. So
Because
I
there's a
don't
lot
know.
of people that believe in reincarnations. Do you believe that we either stay energy and go to a
I
higher
do believe in
plane?
reincarnations. I do because I
Okay.
believe in the deja vus and stuff like that. I think it's just depending on the person. If it's your time to come back, then you get reincarnated back. But it just all depends.
So that's as far as like your religious beliefs. Do you have any? And if so, do they affect
I
the way?
was raised as a Catholic,
Okay.
but I don't practice it really. When I travel though, I do wear my saints on my neck, all my saints.
Right.
Then sometimes I wonder because I have those saints and I carry, rosary and I have my gemstones. Sometimes I wonder if that's interfering for the spirits to come to me if I don't get nothing.
So, all right. So you do believe that has some kind of effect on your investigation?
Yes.
So, well, hey, you got to protect yourself any way you can.
Yep.
And everybody has their own set of beliefs. Anybody got any more questions to shoot out for Emmie?
And I do know, like, I'll pray to Saint Michael when I go in, and then I have an after prayer when I leave.
Okay.
And I even say, "Don't attach yourself to me or my equipment." Spirits are going to do what they want to do. You can't tell them not to attach themselves. If they want to go with you, they're going to go with you. And a lot of people are like, "No, I say a prayer." I do too, but it don't matter. If they want to follow you, they're going to follow you.
Yeah.
So.
How far are they? I mean, if they might not follow you all the way to your home, but yeah, do you believe in attachments? Do you believe that?
I believe in attachments. But when it comes to possession, I probably won't see that in my lifetime, because so many people have said, "Oh, I've been possessed." I don't think so.
Right. Right.
But that's your story. So, yeah. But when it comes to attachments, yeah.
Okay. So then would you also believe that there's a possibility of attachments to items?
Yes.
Like the dolls.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. When I go to a place, the house can be like from 1980s, 2000, but sometimes I can get stuff, and I get a lot of stuff during the day too. A lot of EVPs. It's the land that's tainted some way. It's not the house, or people do bring items home or whatever.
Right.
But yeah, I don't believe it's the house. It's the land.
Yeah, that's pretty much most of the time. I think that's what it is too.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if it has a long history. So it could be anybody. Mark wants to know, do you do a meditation just before an investigation or any kind of a ritual for protection, etc.?
I do not do a meditation. I feel when I do that, that opens me up more. And when I go, I don't want to be open. I still want to have, my door and be able to control it. I carry gemstones with me. I carry my, rosary, my necklaces and stuff. But like I said, I do pray before I go into a place, and I have an after prayer when I go out. But I don't do any type of rituals or anything like that.
Right.
My dog's snoring. I don't know if you guys can hear.
It is. I was just going to ask you, okay, is that your dog or am I hearing something?
I have 2 English bulldogs, and they.
Because I hear like this growling noise. Is it?
Yeah, because they got that squished nose, and she's on the ground. And she's...
Okay, now we know it's your dog. You should have a demon dancing around in the room with you. But I wanted to wait for you to finish your answer before I said I heard it.
Because they're both getting louder.
Yeah, is that her? Oh, that's funny. Because I have like one ear listening to what you're saying, I'm listening to your background, and I'm listening to what's going on here. It's coming from somewhere.
That's funny.
So now we know what that is. It was really funny.
It's my interview, not yours.
Right. They're getting more of the laughs. What are your future plans as far as investigations and the paranormal?
Well, I do plan on going back to Massachusetts, hooking up with Bad to the Bone and Susan and stuff. I think that'll be a really fun trip with them. We just got to figure out the time. I'm going to start trying to do more investigations over here on the West Coast, because there's a lot of history over here. Go down to California. Another place I want to go to is Texas. And I know if I go there, I'm going to have to stay like a month, because there's just so much to do there.
Yes.
And so many people I want to collab with. So that's all for next year. And towards the end, I may go to the UK and stay with a friend.
Oh, that's awesome. You got the opportunity to jump on that. As far as your podcast goes, what is the future for your podcast?
I don't know. Now, since I've been having health issues and stuff like that, so we stopped our podcast for a little bit. But I think everyone have David Omen back on because he got done with a book. He's the one that is off of Celia Drive. It's his house, Omen House in California, in
Okay.
Hollywood. With Tate murders. I think everyone have him back on the show and start from there again and get other people. My goal, you guys are gonna laugh. My goal is to get Jack Osborne.
Yeah, I've already tried down that road. Keep your fingers
Have
crossed.
you?
Yeah, I haven't heard anything back yet.
Well, I got friends who actually know him.
Oh, see, so you got a foot in the door.
Yeah, and just like David Ullman knows the entire Osborne family. So yeah, I'm in
Okay,
cahoots with
maybe
him.
you
He's
guys
asked me
better
to come
look.
to his house and I can investigate. His house has been on America's Most Haunted. Also, God, who's that Zach Bagan? What's his show?
Oh, yeah.
Adventure. Yeah, he was on that, but he was on one of the newer or the older seasons, where Zach and all them were real. But after the third season is when they went downhill, and I stopped watching. I was like, that's bullshit.
Yeah, it is bullshit. I know somebody that's worked with them. They're bullshit. So it's all Hollywood. Once Hollywood steps in, it just ruins everything.
It does. It
They
really
have to get
does.
ratings, so they've got to ramp it up. So yeah, none of that stuff is real.
And that gives people, when they go out, it gives other people false hope,
Yes.
because people who really want to believe go to these places and nothing happens.
Right.
They're not they're not warned or anything, like, hey, this may not happen, It is what it is.
Yeah,
You have
exactly.
passion.
Because that would be my next question: is how do you feel that the fake paranormal teams affect the people who are doing the real deal?
It's messed up. It really is. And they don't relay a message to say, oh, this is just entertainment. They try to, push it on people. And then you get people out there like, I want to believe. But yeah, in the business industry, once you sign a contract, you have to follow what they want. Yes, exactly.
Exactly.
And that's
Yep.
bullshit too. I mean,
Arr.
yeah,
Dog agrees.
yeah. It's just messed up. Parasol is another person I would like to meet up and collab with. I've known him about 4 years or so, and we haven't met up yet.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Yes, I know. I've been meaning to contact him because I wanted to have him on as well. Just so much going on, guys. Almost so many hours in the day.
Yep. It's 28/7. No. Wish we had those other extra hours.
Wouldn't it be great? It just doesn't work out that way. It's just too much going on in the schedule, but I will get around to everybody eventually.
Well,
Hopefully.
thank you, Diane.
So
Yeah, she's another one I want to meet up and stuff, of course, obviously.
lovely lady.
Her and her daughter.
I look forward to all of their. I had a great interview with them. I look forward to more of their adventures.
Yes.
It's always great when everybody shares online, and then you get to see everything. And then when I get to bring them on here and actually talk one-on-one,
Yeah,
so much more.
Way personal. The other thing is when I go and meet people, let's say Angelina. I've known her through just a little square talking and stuff like that. But then when I meet them, I have more of a feeling for them because now I feel they're part of me. You know what I mean?
Right.
Human. I was able to hug them and touch them and stuff. So that's one thing. When I like to travel and meet new people, I like to keep them, and you can feel the friendship and stuff, bro.
So and the thing is that what you see with Angelina is what you get.
Exactly.
So, she's an open book, and that's just fantastic.
And I'm like that too. And like I said, a lot of people, it's either you're gonna love me or you're gonna hate me.
Well, you can't make everybody happy. That's the way it goes.
Exactly. Exactly. And we notice some people out there, they don't like the truth when you tell them facts in front of their face.
Right. Well, because then they're trapped because they the tales. As far as like with the paranormal community here on YouTube, what are your thoughts on that?
there's a lot of amazing teams out there. And then there's a lot more that do it for clout and try to be another Zach Bagan. I noticed the smaller teams, the smaller investigators, that's the realest shit. Excuse me, but that's the realest shit you're gonna get because they're bringing facts to you and straightforward. And Parasoul does live streams, and it's amazing. Stop!
So yeah.
The dog's jump on me now. What do you want?
I'll see it on the show, Mom.
Yeah, you're too fat. I can't pick you up. You're too fat, baby. She's like 70 pounds. She's a little fat.
They would be like my cats. I have a cat that's a big, wide.
Get down, baby. You're scratching me.
That's what I call her.
Yeah.
Yes. As far as, well, do you consider a lot in the community online, do you consider a lot of it toxic or no? Because there's been debates about the toxicity in the community.
There's a lot and stuff. Well, you've seen some of my shows, what's been going on because I'm being attacked, and it's like,
yeah.
But it is what it is. And the truth comes out at the end. They're mad because I told the truth. I did this, and that's how a lot of the people are. It's toxic. It really is. I stopped sharing people out. I didn't share this live stream out because I have trolls, and I didn't want them to come here and start hating on everybody because that's what they do. They're jealous and they want to hate.
Well, that's what the button's for.
Yeah.
I always say thank you for stopping by, and then
thank you for the view.
My mom kick them out. There is no timeout. You're kicked out. That is it.
Yeah.
That's why at the beginning of the live stream it says, "Please be respectful and kind. Otherwise, you're out of here."
Yeah.
No second chances. Sorry, guys. There's no reason for it. If you
there's not. There's not
a decent adult conversation with somebody, you can debate all you want. That's great. I have no problems with that. As soon as you start to bully and bash and call names, and that's just, there's no need for any of it.
Yep.
And
you've been hearing that a lot too over there. People just saying all kinds of words, and those are words I don't say, and I won't say. I just won't. And I don't body shame either.
Right. It's insane. Well, that makes them feel better when they could call names because they feel like they're hurting you.
Yeah.
I've had that, and I'll say, somebody, oh, she's a big girl. I say, oh shit, I didn't realize.
Somebody I don't know.
Thanks for letting me know.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right.
I like that too. I'm like, I'm fluffy. I'm big. So what?
It's all right, man. My husband got no problems with it. So
I agree with her solo. It's an addiction to go live, and
it is.
When I go live, it's hard for me to actually chat with the people. But what I'm bringing when I go live is a lot of people out there can't go to these places. And so when you go live, you're bringing them with you and opening them up and letting them look and, investigate with you. Because then I go back and rewatch the video and see what they've said and,
Right. So that's what I always tell you, that's the whole point of my channel is that because I want people to get educated and I want to learn, because we don't all know everything. And Dom, that is terrible.
Are you serious, Dom? See, these people are horrible. And they say what I did was a bad thing?
Yeah, it's just awful.
That's
awful.
I have to laugh. I'm like, oh my God, okay. I bought you pizza.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was listening to. I said, well, what? Come on, say, what is the big effing deal? Somebody bought you a pizza. Unless somebody took a shit on it, eat it.
I didn't dox her. I didn't put her address out there. Only me, Jay, and obviously her. That's because when you're going to make threats to me, I don't take that kindly. So she gave me her name, emailed me her name, her city, and her state. How hard was it to look up her address? And there was people entered the pizza, bought it. She declined it. But then she proved that I knew where she lived. So it was just so stupid.
It's crazy. Get over it already.
Yeah. So I guess Sunday night we have to be on the asylum. I'll
Yeesh.
share that link out, but that's like a debate thing. So
Dom says, yeah, Effin told me that yesterday after I told him it's not cool person on a live. Then he told me to myself and then said that oh geez.
okay, so with EFD, I know who he's talking about. He just turned 28. He has a lot of emotional stuff and he drinks. He's lost his mom and his dad. He's also autistic.
Okay.
So when he drinks, he just starts saying things. And I tell him, I'm like, don't say that. And he'll call me other names. I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm not. Just be nice, EF. He's never really had somebody, because people will antagonize him to see him flip out. And I don't like that. Okay.
So yeah, well, you got to take that into consideration. He's got issues.
Oh, big time.
So that's a shame.
It is.
But that's where the trolls jump in and egg him on.
Yep.
So it makes it worse. And then, it's just a hot mess. But unfortunately, that's the kind of thing we have to put up with, doing live programming.
Yep.
You just got to hold it together and be as kind as you can.
Mm-hmm.
Does anybody else have any more questions for Emmie before we let her go and eat her dinner?
Me.
And take care of her snoring beast.
I know. Yeah, they're down there. So, my chin's all a little greasy. There was no reason for that kind of behavior, but I had great people looking out for me. That's awesome.
Yeah. See, that's the bonus. We got a lot of great people in the community.
A lot.
And that's you're just going to have some of the bad apples, because they have nothing else better to do.
Exactly.
And it makes them feel better, like, oh, I got them. No, you didn't get anybody. You made a fool out of yourself, and we got rid of you.
And a lot of them don't even cam up. So it's like, you're just this little keyboard little devils.
They don't even use their real identities.
Right.
Because like the one troll that I had, and they used your identity.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm thinking, wait a minute, I don't even know who this woman is. What the hell is their problem?
And thank you, trolls, because now I have a new friend. And thanks to Angelina, sticking up for me.
Well, Angelina goes, who was it? And I said, she goes, well, wait a minute, I know who that is. That's my friend. She wouldn't do that. She goes, let me contact her. Because they were just really rude. And I'm thinking, oh, okay, I don't know who you are. Bye.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it.
So
really I'm glad that, and that's happened multiple times. And so a lot of times my phone will be blowing up because they're like, hey, Emmie, are you over here? Nope. Well, your name is, so I have to go in there and show who I am. And yes, so stupid.
It's just ridiculous. So whatever.
They want to be me.
I just know. Oh, they want you to get the blame for it. That's what it is.
Yeah. It's because they hate, and there's no reason to hate. This world's big enough for all of us. This passion for investigation is big enough for all of us, and YouTube is definitely big enough for all of us.
Oh yes, even though some people don't think so. I've already had my issues with those people.
Michael said, "Yeah, some show up in Josh live with your photo, Emmie. I thought it was you, but it was a troll." Yeah, you guys always check. This channel has like 2,000 subscribers. My other channel has like 34, and it's PDX Adventures. It's in the funny written name. So
right. So yeah, see, it happens.
It does,
and it's something that we all have to pretty much put up with. Okay, Emmie, I had a great time. I hope you did. It was great learning about you and your adventures.
Thank you.
Anytime that you I don't know if you've heard, I do a magazine for the community. So anytime you'd like to submit any kind of your stories or any of that, just send them to me, and I'll put them in.
Okay, I would love that.
I'm working on December's now, guys. So you got till the 25th to get all your submissions in.
That's awesome. Wow, I didn't even know that.
Oh yeah, it's I get everything from the community. It's a community-based magazine. And I have everybody bring stuff in so that I can put it in.
Yeah, I'm going to have you on an interview too.
I said, oh, well, thank you.
We'll swap the interviews.
So that'd be all right. So yeah, I'm ready for the trolls. So
Let them come.
so yeah, if anybody wants to be involved in that, just get me your stuff by the 25th and I will put it in. Please subscribe to PDX Paranormal. Everybody needs the love, guys. Please remember to hit the like and subscribe buttons on all the channels.
Yes.
And I thank everybody for supporting us. We really, really appreciate it. And Emmie, I had a great time. I hope you
Thank
did.
you. I did too.
Thanks everybody for joining us on the Raw Side. Until next time.
Bye. Peace.
And the dog got the snore in.
I know.
It's
Do I need
funny.
to drop down?
Not yet.